Well, honestly, when my films are not up for release, I like to stay away from social media and these various platforms. I'm quite an introvert, to be honest. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Very rarely do actors actually get a chance to sort of reintroduce themselves. Like in Telugu, the audience already has an impression of me because of the kind of cinema I've done. So coming to the theatres, they come with a certain kind of expectation or ideology in their mind when I'm starring in a film. But with the Tamil audience, I'm a totally new actor to them. Venkat Prabhu garu, when he called me, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to go into Tamil because he is a director so well known with the Tamil audience.
Hello, welcome to Cinema Express. My name is Abhilasha. Today we are in conversation with Naga Chaitanya Akineni, whose film Custody is releasing on May 12th. Custody is also his Tamil debut. So without further ado, let's begin the conversation. Hello, Che.
Hi Abhilasha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank
Pleasure
you.
Pleasure chatting with you.
Same here. Thank you.
So you have been promoting this film quite intensely, especially in Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
And you are also someone who's a bit introverted, who does not have an active social media presence personally. So this is, I would say, a departure of sorts. So does it take an extra toll on you to do all these promotions?
See, well, honestly, when my films are not up for release, I like to stay away from social media and these various platforms. I'm quite an introvert, to be honest. But when the film is up for release, we have to make that noise.
Yeah.
Because the trend is such that openings have become very crucial. Films don't have a run like before because they're on OTT in 30, 40, 50 days, whatever. And the audience knows that. So to bring them to the theatre, we need to create that buzz and create that urge for them to come and experience the film in theatres. So yeah, so during the film release, that time I'm quite clinical about being there and designing a proper marketing plan and pushing the film as much as possible.
Great. So this has been the season of debuts for you. You have made your Hindi debut with Lal Singh Chadda, and now you're making your Tamil debut with Custody.
Yes.
So how does it feel like to be on a set as a debutant, but with more than a decade's worth of experience under your belt?
I was actually thinking about this the other day. Very rarely do actors actually get a chance to sort of reintroduce themselves. Like in Telugu, the audience already has an impression of me because of the kind of cinema I've done. So coming to the theatres, they come with a certain kind of expectation or ideology in their mind when I'm starring in a film. But with the Tamil audience, I'm a totally new actor to them. They've not seen my work, at least most of them. Most of the audience have not seen my work. So I'm sort of getting a chance to prove myself, I guess, all the way from scratch, and they're going to absorb me from a very neutral zone. That's something I'm very excited about, and I'm also hoping that after the film, after they watch Custody, after they watch my performance, they will own me and make me like another actor, another Tamil actor that they used to.
So you have been raised in Chennai, you are a Chennai payya, so to speak.
In a way, I did my schooling there.
Yeah.
For about 15-16 years. I was in Chennai, then moved to Hyderabad for college and to pursue my acting career. I felt this is a better place to be because my entire family was here, dad, uncle, grandfathers, everyone's in the film industry. So I wanted to be here, be around them and watch them closely. So shifted here.
A lot of other Chennai boys, especially in the Malayalam industry, they have made their Tamil debuts a lot earlier in their career.
Yes.
Along,
Yes.
somewhat closer to the time they have also made their debut in their home industries.
Yes.
But it has taken you more than a decade to, make your Tamil debut. So why the delay? Why the wait?
I won't say the delay. See, honestly, when I started off here, it does take some time for the audience to get used to you over here and to actually own you. So I was exploring that process for many years, and Venkat Prabhu Garu, when he called me, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to go into Tamil, because he is a director so well known with the Tamil audience, and I felt it was a perfect launch for me in Tamil and through him. Apart from that, pre-COVID, during COVID, I started seeing a change in the way people watched films. The whole language barrier started to blur. They're absorbing the content more than which language is it from and stuff like that. If the content is something they relate to, they are encouraging any kind of film. So that shift in trend gave me a lot of confidence to sort of cross borders and go give it a shot in Tamil too.
Lovely. So we've all watched the teaser of Custody. Now it combines the gritty realism that is, characteristic of Tamil cinema with the star power, the heroic introductions, the bravura that the Telugu industry is known for.
Yes.
So how did you and your director come together and create that sort?
See, the character itself is a very, very real character. I'm playing a constable. So when you say a constable itself, it's sort of an underdog, very close to reality, very grounded. You're not going to open the shot with him with some kind of a build-up or a high-speed shot. It's it opens very real to the character and what's honest to it. But where you will really feel heroic is by the end of the film. To see the journey of the constable and how far he's gone and what he's capable of. So this character arc will really make you feel uplifted by the end of the film, even though the film starts off very real and very organic. So I think the audience will get a mix of both worlds in the right mix and with the right taste with this film. You're not going to see scenes with too much cinematic liberty. You're not going to see people flying in the air for no reason. I love that kind of cinema too, but this is not this texture is very different from that. It's a very real texture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Venkat Prabhu's films, sorry, they usually have this band of protagonists.
Right.
Yeah. So is Custody going to be the same, or is it going to be different? Are you going to be in the center of it all?
No, I am playing the protagonist in this film. Arvind Swamy sir is I don't even know how to it confuses me because I won't even say he's the antagonist technically maybe, but his role is written so uniquely. If you watch Venkat Prabhu sir's films, like even Manadu, the way S.J. Surya sir's role was written, it was very unique and it really stood out. So with Arvind Swamy sir, that's the same way Venkat Prabhu dealt with his character. At a point of time in the film, I feel like he's my enemy. At a different point, I feel like he's my brother, and at a later point, I feel like he's my friend. So we go through this beautiful character journey, and for me, that is one of the highlight journeys in the film. Apart from that, there are many other actors around me that support me and also elevate the story of the film. Like Sharat Kumar sir, Priyamani ma'am, there's Krithi Shetty. There's a beautiful entertainment mix in the screenplay. Venkat Prabhu is known for his entertainment. The Tamil audience love his entertainment style. So Premji is there, and the same part is played in Telugu by Venel Kishore. So yeah, the film's got so many layers, which layers keep unfolding every 10 minutes, and that's the screenplay that really keeps you engaging.
It's interesting you mentioned Arvind Swamy and that he's not a conventional antagonist.
Not at all.
So to speak, but there is a reputation that when Arvind Swamy enters the scene as a villain, he sort of overpowers the hero. So how was the dynamic like, at least on the sets?
Well, absolutely. Arvind Swamy sir has got such great screen presence, and he's an actor I've learned so much from. In fact, just watching him on sets has taught me so much. And such qualities only come with years and years of experience. And he's loved by audiences in all languages. So obviously, yes, there is no wrong when you say that when he is on screen, he will take up the screen. And that's how even I felt, when he's next to me, his aura, his dialogue delivery, his body language, everything. is so amazing. Having said that, he's done such a great job for the character Raju. It's a very crucial part of the film, and without Raju, there's no custody, and without Raju, Shiva's conflict does not exist. So he's such a crucial part of this film.
Interesting. So Venkat Prabhu's films are known for this quirky, outlandish, like they are entertaining, but they're also quirky and outlandish.
Right.
So is Custody going to be in the same tune, in the same meter?
You will see some quirk in the portions where there is entertainment, but otherwise, apart from that, even he keeps saying it that this is a very new kind of attempt for me, because it's very intense. It's an action entertainer. It's edge of the seat action. The film sort of the whole story happens in 2 to 3 days, so it's on the run. We're going from one place to the other, and there's so many forces behind us. And what's interesting is I have to keep the antagonist alive. I cannot, usually in a film, the protagonist wants to kill the antagonist. I can kill him here any minute, or he can kill me here any minute. But the challenge is to keep each other alive. That's when the game is won. So so that question mark, that point is sort of fed into the audience in a very early stage of the screenplay. So I think that's what's going to keep them engaged, to see how this game is going to end.
Yeah, that is certainly a little different from what we've witnessed earlier.
Yes.
So you have dabbled in action before in films, like in the early stages of your career with Dada and Bejwada,
Right.
before establishing a niche, a successful niche as a romantic hero.
Right.
So how is Custody different? You're returning back to action and in a very big way. So how is it different from other times you have done action?
See, I have explored action before. Some of the films you mentioned in a very early stage of my career, which didn't sort of work in my favor. Maybe that was not the right texture of action for me. I did attempt some larger than life action sequences, taking some cinematic liberties in hand. But maybe I was not mature enough back then. I didn't have that on-screen conviction back then. But I feel I've evolved a lot now, learned a lot from my mistakes. Action is that's something I've always wanted to attempt. I love playing love stories, family entertainers, but deep down inside, when I'm home, when I'm at ease, I do watch action films and really enjoy watching them. So realistic action, very stylized, very slick, very fast-paced action. This kind of action is something that's very close to me, and I've actually gotten a chance for the first time to try that out. So Custody, the action is going to be very different from the previous action films I've done. This is very real, very to the point. There's so much emotion in my character Shiva, but he's a guy who does not speak much, but when the situation arises, he makes sure whatever he's set out there, to do gets done. So I really enjoyed playing that character in this kind of action.
Okay. So you've mentioned something about the right texture, and then you've also mentioned that the script of Custody was right for your Tamil debut, was ripe for your Tamil debut.
Yeah.
So, like, did that play a role in this? What exactly is the right texture of action for you?
I've always, I feel the audience has associated me more with characters that have a lot of realistic human elements in them, and sort of associated me more when there's when there's well written human drama, human emotions are dealt with in the scripts I do. So that's what's worked for me so far, and that's what the audience has encouraged me with. So I feel when there's an emotion behind the action, when there's a genuine emotion behind the action, it is justified and it plays out differently on screen. So the action here, I feel every action block we've designed is justified with the script, is very well stitched into the script.
Okay.
So I think that's what will play out differently, and that's how the audience also sort of likes to see me. So I think that's what will work.
So usually in South cinema or Indian cinema in general, when an actor is looking for a breakthrough role, so they sort of lean into action.
Right.
Like even for Nani with Dasra,
Right.
it was action.
Right.
So do you feel like it's action is that kind of genre or
No.
where you
I don't think so. I mean, if you see a person doing action films, say 10 films in a row doing action, and suddenly does a love story, that might be very fresh too. So it's just what we have been portraying to the audience, and suddenly when we make a shift, that seems fresh. So, you know, having said that, someone who's been doing a lot of love stories suddenly does an action film, it seems fresh. Someone doing a lot of action films suddenly does a horror film, it seems fresh. So when actors make that shift, it does sort of intrigue the audience, and I think that's an exercise, something we constantly need to be sort of enforcing, because if we're just stuck in the same genre over and over again, the audience is going to get bored, and as actors also we're not pushing ourselves harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've mentioned that you've shot scene by scene in Telugu and in Tamil.
That's right.
In the past, when we've seen so many Tamil films that were just dubbed into Telugu, they have succeeded. Like it's not like it made a lot of difference when you watched a film, say like Padayappa or Shivaji.
Right.
They worked even in Telugu when they were just dubbed.
Right.
So what is the difference when you like go the extra mile, shoot scene after scene in Tamil and Telugu?
Right.
How does it make a difference to the final output?
I definitely feel the viewer will have a better connect in the theatre, because when they're watching us emote on screen, especially the close shots, and our lip sync is not in sync with the dialogue, with the language, there is a disconnect. And if a Tamil viewer in the theatre is watching a film that is dubbed in Tamil, I'm sure, yes, of course they'll watch it, but I feel if we go that extra mile, put in that extra effort, tell them that this film has been made for you in mind also, you know, keeping you guys in mind, there will definitely be a sense of appreciation there. And if they connect to it, they will own the film and they can take it to the next level. So, me being familiar with Tamil and having so many artists that are neutral to both languages, I felt we should be putting in the effort, and I want that ownership from the Tamil audience because they mean so much to me. I just don't want to make a Telugu film and dub it and say this is a Tamil film. I don't think that's right.
Okay.
If I do that, I'll be honest saying it's a dubbed film. I won't have said this is a bilingual or releasing in Telugu and Tamil. So yeah, since we took that extra effort, that's why I'm promoting it, saying that it is two separate films.
Okay. So in your father's era, actors from their home industry, they would act in films in other languages and they would come back and work. But we seem to be living in a time of strategies and moves, and there's a lot of planning behind every move we make.
Yeah.
A lot of marketing and meta narrative that sort of shapes and follows all this. So how are you sort of navigating this space? What is your game plan ahead?
Well, we are in a time where everything has to be calculated. That's what I feel, because every Friday is changing the way the audience looks at us, or the goodwill we have in the market. Unlike before, there's so much talent now. There's social media to either lift you or thrash you. There's so many films being made. The audience are exposed to content through various platforms. Before, entertainment was only available in the cinema theatre. Then there was TV, and now there's OTT, and it's only going to keep progressing. So although when we have a success, it is elevated to another extreme. Or when we fail, it is also elevated, it is thrashed to completely buried. So we're living in the world of that extreme, and when we are living in that extreme, things have to be more calculated, because you have to make sure it is a success. Otherwise, you are going to be forgotten soon. So that's the way I think.
Okay.
So the ratio of success to failures has to be very closely monitored, and failures are not allowed too much these days.
Okay. But when you are sort of, calculating and monitoring, does it take away that joy, the spontaneity of that craft? How do you personally feel? What do you feel about it personally?
I mean, in today's day, it is expected that it's part of the job.
Okay.
I feel that's what makes you, that's what will give you that extra push and make you progress. If I think that's a necessity in today's times, and one has to adapt to the way things are today. Trends keep changing, and only if we keep adapting to the trends do we keep moving with the trends. Otherwise, we're going to be left behind. So yeah, that calculative nature is, I don't exactly enjoy it, but it is my responsibility to be calculative and to make sure I position myself in the right way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So amidst all the changing narratives, amidst everything that is changing so much, one thing that has remained constant is your fan base. It is strong and it has been passed down from generation to generation. So how do you negotiate it? How do you negotiate with your fan base? I won't say even negotiate, but how has the relationship evolved over the years?
Honestly, I'm so fortunate to have them. They've been so unconditional in the way they show love and the way they support us, support the family. They're always there for us. Good films, bad films, they come back, meet us with the same energy, with the same smile, still believing in us. So the only thing we can give back to them is a good film, that they want to see their hero shine, and that's something that's always playing on my mind. And when something doesn't work, I feel, more than feeling bad for anyone else, I feel bad for them, because I've let them down, and I don't like to let people down. So yeah, it's something I'm very fortunate about. I've been gifted with, and it's something I respect the most.
Like, does it get easier or did it get harder over the years? How is, or
I will never say it got harder. People keep asking me this question, like, it must be really hard for you with all these expectations. Yeah, there are a lot of expectations, but I'm also gifted. If I can sort of navigate through that and work harder and live up to that expectation, the opportunities for me are huge. And I know I've not still have not pushed myself to that potential, and every day I want to wake up and just keep pushing myself harder and harder to get to that expectation. And I hope they're not happy with me ever, because that will keep wanting me to work harder and harder.
okay.
Yeah.
So you want to keep off complacency.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So in the starting of the interview, you have mentioned about how the stories are speaking more for themselves now.
Yes.
But when you have such a dedicated, enduring fan base, it is always about the star. And so between the conflict of star and story and all the calculations you take to keep off failures, so how do you negotiate all these three factors? Sometimes the story might be good, but as a star role it might not be good. So how do you calculate that?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I'm always debating with that chatter in my head. I'm always going through a spiral. Sometimes I really love a script, but I feel maybe there's not enough for me as an actor. On a script level, it's great, but as for a character, for an actor, is it right? So these thoughts definitely run through my mind, but I always look back and see how my grandfather and father sort of developed this fan base. They were original to who they were, and the films they did back then, and even till today. Dad's very original to the kind of films he picks. He's not trying to mimic anyone. And that creativity, that quality that they exercised is what developed their fan base, and that's why generations and generations are sort of following them and being loyal to them. So somewhere I feel I also have to be original, and be as original as you can to your style, develop your own style, develop your own process and the way you project yourself. And automatically newer and newer fans will be loyal to you, and this will keep continuing for generations and generations.
So talking of your own style and your authentic voice, outside of films you have these very fun interests and ventures. So you have this fascination for cars, and then you have your cloud kitchen.
Yeah.
So all of it is very fun to look at. So for you, is it just an extension of your personality, or is that an outlet for you to, you know, work in that and then recharge your batteries and go back to
It's
set?
a mix of both. I mean, food has always been an interest for me. I've always loved traveling and exploring new food, new cuisine. I obsess over it, in fact. So I always felt I should do something with it. And when I started the Cloud Kitchen show you, it was just purely out of passion. Like I wanted to have a restaurant that makes my kind of food, and that's how it came up, and it's been received really well. So yeah, it is an outlet for me. It is an outlet for me. Sort of recharges me. It gives me some great breathing time where I can go to and cut myself away, and I come back refreshed with a whole bunch of new ideas when I come back from there. So yeah, I'm really enjoying balancing some time out for my passions as well.
So we have almost reached the end of our interview. Custody will be releasing soon.
Yes, May 12th.
So we've discussed a lot about the film, but what should the audience really watch out for? There are a lot of expectations riding on this film. So
well, the audience Custody is releasing on May 12th. The audience can come to the theaters expecting an out-and-out action entertainer. It's edge-of-the-seat kind of action. They're going to experience twists and turns every 10 to 15 minutes. Apart from that, I think the action episodes are going to be a highlight. We've shot a great underwater episode, which is really exciting. We're underwater for 2 to 3 minutes, and there's a fight, and there's a whole lot of stuff happening underwater. Apart from that, we've shot an action episode in a dam, in a train, in a huge exhibition ground. So the variety is amazing, the way we've dealt with action. Apart from that, there's a beautiful love story between me and Krithi Shetty. And there's Arvind Swamy sir's character, Raju, which I think is something the audience is going to walk away with really, really feeling for Raju's character. There's Sarath Kumar sir, Priyamani. So it's a vast casting also that gives this film a huge canvas. So it's going to be an amazing theatrical experience, and you're going to come out of the theater feeling for this guy Shiva, really feeling inspired by his journey.
Lovely. On that note, this has been a great conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to the film.
Thank you so much. Please do watch it. Thank you.
Yeah.